Hi everyone, it's Armor King, and today we're going to talk about Armor King's poking tools. Now that we're going to get into this, I wanted to start with Armor King's most basic poking tool, and that's going to be his down forward 1. His down forward 1 comes out in 13 to 14 frames, and not only this, it's plus 7 on hit. So doing this and doing this again is not the best idea. But why isn't it the best idea? Because people are seeing it coming. So if you do this 3 times, you're eventually going to get counter hit for doing it. Because even Armor King's back 1 can counter hit Armor King's down forward 1. For example here. Now watch this happen here. I can't hit you. Oh, see, look exactly what happened. See, this is exactly that's exactly the events that are supposed to happen. And also, he can't continue pressure with it against certain characters that have punch parries. However, just because that exists doesn't mean you can't outsmart the opponent. So if they do a punch parry like Armor King usually does, like right around here, you could either trick the opponent into, because you're plus 7, just like 2-1, you have options like grabs. So again, treat this more like 2-1 after you hit this. So you do down forward 1 and then do down forward 4. You're minus forward, but it comes out in 12 frames, and no matter what the opponent does, they're either going to get hit by it or they're going to sidestep it. And you gotta remember that sidestepping is huge against Armor King. So you have down forward 1 and down forward 2, which it does happen to catch sidesteppers, but you're minus 12 on block. So for Armor King on my right over here, that's a free back 1-2 punish. So you gotta be a little bit careful with Armor King's poking. He doesn't get too much frame advantage, except, down forward 1, again, is plus 7, and his down 3, which is another poking tool that we'll have to get into here. Down 3 is his only plus on hit low that isn't from a launch punishable state. This is minus 13 on block. Armor King cannot punish it, but Mishima's, anyone with a twin piston that's 13 frames can launch it. And also down back 3, this is going to be minus 23 on block. It's minus 26, so that's even worse than I thought it was. So you have all the time in the world to be able to punish Armor King with this, and it's one of his few plus on hit lows. But its big thing is that it high crushes, it really high crushes. It's pretty good at doing that. And also you can get yourself some very nice mix-ups after it. Down 3 is one of his more notable low pokes because it comes out in 17 frames. But it's only notable because it's plus on hit. And the big thing about it is that if you do this and you get a counter hit from down 3, because you're plus 7, you're more than likely going to get your counter hit down 3 unless they just block. You're going to have a plus 9 on hit counter hit stun, which grants you to go into either grab moves or another mid to mix your opponent up, because they are still able to duck despite that you're so plus on hit. It's not a guaranteed throw attempt or anything, but you do get some very nice mix-ups. You get, once you get them to stop ducking, so you do this, forward 2-1. Of course, you didn't really see it effective right there, but it does work. Or you could also use forward. No, you can't. Yeah, you can use forward 4, but not on Armor King, because Armor King can punish that pretty easily. In fact, he can punish it with down back 2-4 pretty nicely, but forward 1+4 is always consistent. And depending on the character, you can always use forward 2 after it. You do this, forward 2, and if it pushes the opponent back further away, they can't punish you, which is nice. There's always a few things that you can go into. It's just the mix-up that you want to do with this. In fact, down forward 3 is probably one of the better moves to use because of how much pushback it could possibly have. And it doesn't have that much pushback, right? Well, yes, you're -5 on block, but now and it's no longer your turn. but you're safe. That's the point. Your opponent may be plus frames, but you are safe again. But you can also use this going down forward 4, which is more safe, and it pushes you. Actually does kind of push you a little bit away from the opponent anyway. So same standard goes for down forward 3. But also, I mean, if your opponent is a button masher or anything like that, and you happen to get, let's just turn this on. And again, I'm trying to show you an example. Boom. That's if they try to press any buttons afterwards. Boom. Or you can go boom. There's plenty of possibilities that can end up that you can end up in the situation, but you always got to remember you're only +9, so you don't ever get anything guaranteed from this. You can't even get a duck jab, but what you can do is go into pressure. Boop. So since you're +9, I believe that eliminates, how many frames does this come out in? 23 frames. Okay. 23 to 28 frames. Jesus. Boop. Look at that. It came out in 23 frames, and they can't necessarily do anything about it, and if they do try to do something about it, they're going to get counter hit anyway. At least because this comes out in 12 frames. I believe the only thing they can do is duck jab. Yeah, they can duck jab pretty easily. So, what else can... So, yeah, you can back 1. There's a plethora of options that you can have here. But also remember, down forward 2-1 is it's a catch for sidesteppers. And the down forward 2 into 1, it's safe on block. But again, you lose a lot of frames for doing it. So you guys got to be careful. You guys got to be real careful when using this. But yeah, down 3 exists. Don't forget that it exists. It's super good to use. But the only... well, it's not really that super good. It's just that it goes really well with down forward 1 when it's plus on hit. So, like, if you get a counter hit from this, you're immediately going to want to go into a grab mix-up, or you're going to want to go into a mid mix-up. Sometimes you get a counter hit knockdown. Sometimes you'll bait the opponent into hitting you. That's if the opponent is already, you know, used to just using a punching bag. Now, let's keep talking here, because we're not fully done with Armor King's poking tools. I was just mentioning earlier, the down forward 4, that is a pretty good poking tool. It's one of his fastest tools that he has, and it's pretty darn good against the wall after forward 2-1. You do forward 2-1, down forward 1, down forward 4, poof, there you go. But besides that, I mean, he's got quite a few things. Now, the reason why down forward 4 is actually pretty alright is because it's +7, and it does push the opponent away, so it kind of gets that, it's like a semi-get-off-me. It's a pretty good get-off-me tool. It keeps the opponent at bay, and you also have back 4. Now, if you end up hitting back 4 does have a lot of advantage behind it, and the only thing that can beat this, like I was mentioning in an earlier video, it can be beaten by only toe kick. So, I mean, once you get the opponent to start trying to toe kick you, you're in business, because then you can either down forward 2. Now, let's see them try to toe kick me, right? So, we're going to do this, and then they're going to try to toe kick me, and then I just counter hit launch them. Look at that. That's great. So you do this, or you could also do down 3 + 4 1, or you could just be cheeky and use down back 2 4 to relaunch them if they try to do a toe kick. That's if they have the knowledge that, you know, they can't really do much of anything except just toe kick. And low kick doesn't help them at all either, because as soon as they do forward 4, they get counter hit. For example, Whoa. Beep. Beep. As you can see right there. Mix-up City. Pretty good stuff for Armor King, I think. But yeah, back 4 is also used with down forward 4 because it has more distance than down forward 4. So if I do this twice, it doesn't hit twice. If I do this once and then go into back 4, I'm not only safe on block because of the distance that I have away from Armor King over here, but now I have a move that can go into the just frame that either can grant me a counter hit launch or just more bait to use for forward 3-4-3. Now we're going to talk more about his forward 3-4-3 because this move is often used as a counter hit catch. Now you can use down forward 1 and go into forward 3-4-3, and it comes out in about, oh wow, so you're +7, this comes out in 16 frames, that comes out in 9 frames for you if you're that plus. And the opponent can't do fucking shit about it. And the best part about this is that this was given a cancel, and it's also super delayable on the second hit. But you can often use this as a poking tool, but you also have to be super aware that you don't, you are stuck there for a whole 15 frames. You are -15 once you cancel. So they can just hop kick you freely for it. So you guys gotta keep that in mind. So let's say, even though you're +3 here, you'd rather just want to do the whole string. So if you see this counter hit, just do the whole string. Don't even cancel. It even still says that you're -7. -5 right there. Not worth it in the end. Really not worth it. You just get another +10 frames, and it's your opponent's turn now. So again, guys, don't immediately just press back while doing forward 3-4-3. You do have a cancel, but it is -15, so they're just gonna hop kick you anyway. Use this with caution, but you can either use this with caution or extreme prejudice. Do whatever you wish, but it's against my better judgment. I wouldn't, you know, use the cancel too much. I would just use the hit confirm all that much better. I would just use the hit confirm. Also, what's interesting for poking is that you can go into down forward 1 into while standing 2, or you can do down forward 1 into while standing 1. Now, the reason why you want to do this is because, for some silly reason, from what I've noticed, is that this catches sidesteppers, not to the left, but to the right. It catches sidesteppers to the right pretty nicely, and see how odd that is? Even though you're supposed to sidestep Armor King right, down, like, while standing 1, catches them. And it's just all the more interesting why this even hits, or how the hitbox works. But yeah, that's just how that is. It's really strange, but that's another thing to keep yourself informed about. Now, I don't believe this is relevant if they're sidewalking. Nope. Let me see how well this works with while standing 2. Yeah, no. So if it's like, for example, let's say that down forward 1 into sidestep. Oh, well, down forward 1 into, yep, while standing 2 works. Now let's try sidestep right. Yep. And that's pretty good because they're either gonna go for a sidestep punish, and you could go for what is a counter hit launcher. So this is very good to have, and it's good to keep in your tool set. So keep that in mind. Down forward 1 into while standing, down forward 1 into instant while standing 2. It does really help with catching counter hits, and when you do get a counter hit combo from it, you can get about 83 damage or more. This is just a very weak combo, 73, but I don't want to show you the super hard, stupid combo because I don't want to get frustrated. All in all, Armor King does have some pretty damn good poking, and he does get some interesting plus frames, but they don't build too much momentum up for this character. And how to build momentum with this character is more or less like learning the wave dash is pretty helpful. because then you could just either wave dash into instant shining wizard, or you could do dash into down forward 1 into down forward 3. Like JDCR was suggesting that he likes to dash in and do stuff like that. Of course, you've seen JDCR's tournament success rate. He's gotten what, number 5 out of, or number 4 out of the top ones at Evo. I mean, I suggest listening to him. He knows quite a thing or two about Armor King. So, I mean, you know, JDCR is JDCR, and he's really well known for his gameplay. I mean, you can attempt to use down back 3 or forward neutral 2, and forward neutral 2 can be pretty good with poking sometimes, but it's also launch punishable, but that's because it is a counter hit launch. But while standing 2 is also a counter hit launch, and you don't see that being launch punishable. And most of the combos kind of don't really work for each other here. It's like they expect you to just do down back 2-4 after you do it. And it's just very not good for the character. You can often miss down forward 1 there, and it shows a lot. There. It can give you about 75 damage there, but it's also very inconsistent because of how far it pushes the opponent far away. It's just not good for the character. There's just not too many good things happening with that counter hit launch. It's just that, yeah, 75 damage is great, but it can often delve into just being down back 2-4 into that kind of a combo, and it just sucks, I think. It used to be better back in the older Tekken days, I guess. It used to be a little bit better against characters like Marduk, because you could just do 1+2-2 plainly, and it'll get you a little bit more damage. But these days you can't, because of not Armor Kings, but because of Marduk's hitbox and how dumb his upper body is now. Like, specific combos that would work on him don't even work on him anymore. But you could always do this forward neutral 2, and you could go into an instant while standing 4. That's if you want to. I don't suggest it. It's just, that's just how that is. The problem with it is that you have to be at the right. I guess it just really depends on the character that you're using it on. If I'm using it on Armor King, it often puts him at a position to where I can't use a down forward 3 and do down forward 1 effectively. But you can use this. It is +7 on hit, so you could just use it for grab mix-ups or something if you want, or you could just use it as a counter hit, as a tool to be able to counter hit your opponent. Since you're +7, this comes out in 9 frames or 10 frames, so I mean, you could do that if you want to. Again, thank you guys for watching this video and looking into what makes his poking tools work, what can get him started, really. Now, you gotta remember, there are a lot of plus on block things, like his crouch dash 1, but, or his while running 3, and you can go into poking that way. Because this character, you gotta poke with this character, otherwise you're not really gonna get much of anywhere, because if people know your grab setups or anything like that, they're gonna just either break all your grabs, duck all of your grabs, and launch punish you. So that's just how that works. So again, guys, thank you so much for checking this video out. I'll be seeing all of you later.